What's up, guys? It is Saturday. The weekend's finally here for me. I've been coming out here working little by little every night. As you can tell, the garage is a mess, but I've been trying to get ahead. That way I can get done with these things and move on to bigger and better stuff. I didn't mention it last week, but we made it on the recap last week. So thanks, Christian. Cannot tell you how much I appreciate it, man. We just cracked 200 subscribers, which is a lot. I know when you're looking at people that have 10,000 or 5,000 or even 1,000, 200 isn't very much, but 200 is a lot to me. It means 200 people care enough about what I'm doing out here to subscribe to the channel, and I really appreciate it. Those guys that ordered shirts, I really appreciate that. Wiley here in town, I know he picked up a couple. Jake picked up one, and William picked up one. So man, I appreciate it. I really do. That's going to help grow the channel. I'm working on getting a better camera so you don't have to deal with shitty GoPro footage. But I'm going to try to use the money I make off shirts and stickers to do that. So if you like the content and you're like, man, he really sucks at producing these videos and this is terrible, shitty video quality, then go buy a shirt and contribute to getting a new camera. And I will greatly appreciate it. But this is where we're at. I'm super pumped with where we're at right now. I'm not going to lie, I got a little discouraged with these things. This part of it didn't really turn out the way I wanted it to. It's all welded up. We'll get to all that here in a minute. But I feel like it could have turned out a little bit better. Which if I make another pair, it will turn out better. But these are the prototypes. But where they're at right now, I'm telling you, I'm super pumped about it. These parts I machined for the jig, it sucks I spent so much time machining something that will never get put on the car, but it worked out good because it's kept everything, pretty much perfect. I had to notch these tubes out here on this side by hand. It's the first time I've ever notched anything just by eye. My 5-inch hole saw wouldn't fit in my little shitty notcher over there, so I had to do it by hand or by eye. And they turned out pretty good. I notched these with a hole saw, but then I used a hole saw a little bit smaller than the diameter of this weld-on tube, and then I cleaned it up with my little drum sander like I always do. And these are perfect. These are damn near perfect. They turned out really good. Right now this is tacked in. I still got to tack this side up and then move on, but I'm really happy with how it's turned out so far. That being said, I'll catch y'all up to where I'm at from the shit I've done throughout the week, and then we'll move on from here. Okay, so let me show you what I got here. Obviously we tacked this up and we made this little bracket right here, you know, for the camber arm that we got to build the bolt to. And I will show you over here how we made that. So that little bracket started out like this, as just a piece of metal that I cut out. It's a little over 1/8 of an inch thick. So what I did was I folded it up on each end. Sorry you have to look at my dirty ass hands, I apologize. But in order to do that, this it's a little thick to be just sticking it over there and bending it. So what I did was I measured on each side and I knew where I wanted it to bend up, so I cut little notches in it. They're about halfway through. And I took it over to the vise and then I beat it down and bent it. And this is what we came up with. Squared it all up, and before I'm done with this, I'm going to come in here and weld this up on each side just to make sure you can kind of see the little notches where I cut into it to bend it. But that's the best way that I found to do it. It takes a lot of finagling to get everything squared and straight, but it works pretty good. Then after that, I just took a circle that was about the same diameter. This is 1 5/8 and this thing is almost 1 5/8. I marked it and then ground it down, and then I came in there from this is the line that I always knew was true, so I came in there and I came and found center and came up a certain height and marked my hole to drill it, and then I came up with what you saw there. So I'm going to knock this one out for the other side and get it on there and bolt it up, and then we'll go ahead and figure out how we're going to make the camber arms. Let's try this for the third time. The first couple times the GoPro botched the audio. So what I did on the camber arm part of this was I figured out the angle that I kind of wanted these pointing at, and it was like a 67-degree angle, I believe, which if I would have put a straight piece of tube in there, it would have been fine. I would have been able to, do it at like a 30 here, 30 here, and it should have worked out right. But I had to add this stupid bend in here because I need to make everything way harder than it needs to be. I just like the way it looked, honestly. But what I did was I bent it at a 30. I bent the tube at a 30, and then I cut it parallel. So, this right here is actually like a 90-degree cut. And then down here, I just put the 60, 67 degrees or whatever it was in here, and then I hand notched it to fit, and it turned out all right. I'm pretty happy with how they've turned out so far. They're not perfect, but it's turned out pretty well. All right, so now we'll move on to the toe arms. Okay, so I got the toe arm section of it figured out, and what I did was I clamped a straight edge on here along with the body of the arm, and then I used that to figure out the angle that the toe arm will sit at, and it's about 20 degrees in case anybody ever needs it for any reason. And so I looked at doing it a couple different ways. Originally, I thought I was going to just run a straight piece of tube out and then like notch a section into the tube that was 20 degrees and then just put some little ears out. That way it would sit more inside the tube. But where it sits it was a complete bastard, and the bolt was going to try to run out of the tube if I did it that way. That and the bandsaw took a shit, so I need a new fucking bandsaw now. I got it half-ass rigged back together, but Harbor Freight, you gotta love it. But anyway, this is what I came up with. I just took and bent a piece of tube at 90 degrees, notched this side of it for it to fit up against the our spherical bushing sleeve we got here, and then I cut it straight with the 20-degree bend. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is make a little plate that'll come off here and go around right there. It'll be just like a tab to butt up to the end of the pipe, and then I'll make another little tab that I can weld on here, and that's what our arm will bolt to. I already looked in there. The factory arm from the center of this of the bolt that holds it on, you got about 1.5 inches to the back side of it, and this is about 1/2 inch more. So I think I should have plenty of room underneath the car. That was one of the things I was worried about. But now I gotta, you know, make these tabs and fit them up just a little bit better. I still got a couple little gaps right here, and clean this up, and then figure out a way to tack it all together and keep it all straight. I'll probably have to pull them off the jig and clamp it down to the table to keep it straight, you know, when I tack it. But overall, it's turned out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with the way it's turned out so far. So that being said, we got the tow arms kind of in and where we want them, or, you know, roughed in. This is a good stopping point for me for the weekend. It's Sunday. It's time to go in and edit the video. So that's what I'm going to do. Next weekend we'll pick back up right here. Hopefully we can get most of it done next weekend and get the mounts for the lower control arms figured out, and then start webbing it all in and figure out how the hell we're going to mount brake calipers to these things. Thanks for watching. If you like what I'm doing here, subscribe, like the video. Let me know if you think I'm doing a terrible fucking job. Say, man, your videos fucking suck. You can do it down there in the comments. That's cool. And go support the channel if you want to. Buy a shirt, a hoodie, some stickers. I'm probably going to try to put hats on there here pretty soon. Like I said, once we get up to like 500 subscribers or something, I'll do some shirt giveaways. And thanks to everybody that supports the channel every week. I plan on, like I said, we put up a video every day, every Sunday, Sunday evening. Sometimes it's as early as 5 in the afternoon. Sometimes it's as late as, you know, I know last week it was like 9, 10 o'clock before I finally got it done. But just, you know, keep an eye out for them and watch them and check out the progress on this piece of junk as we move along with it. So thanks everybody again, and I'll catch y'all next week. Those who